Alt Funds Global presents why lenders are saying no to SBLC loans and how to fix it.
Why are lenders saying no to using your SBLC as collateral and give you cash, and how are you going to fix it? I'm going to cover that for you in this video. You've got to watch this.
All of the information presented is for entertainment and information purposes only. Nothing discussed constitutes legal or accounting advice, an offer or solicitation of financial services, or financial advice of any kind. Our goal is to showcase alternative vehicles to raise capital. At no point will we be soliciting any investment programs.
Hi, Taimour Zaman from Alt Funds Global. My organization helps accredited investors leverage their standby's credit, cash, and so on to access capital that the banks are primarily offering their VIP clients. We can do this because of volume of transactions we do with banks, because of our experience and expertise in structured finance, as well as the relationships we have with banks that we built. The capital my clients are getting allows them to do project financing, grow their business, and buy auxiliary businesses. So friends, you heard about this thing called standby or credit or SBLC. Sometimes you hear about the word bank guarantee or BG, and some joker broker convince you that if you use the SBLC, you can grow up your business, scale your business, and do all these magical things that Walt Disney himself cannot do in the Disney World. As somebody who's been in the industry for over 10 years, I want to tell you, some portion of what joker brokers tell you about standby's credit is actually true. To have a bank guarantee payment in case you don't, that's what a standby or credit does, is a phenomenal value. After cash and medium-term notes, standby's credit is the most desirable banking instrument in the world. After standby or credit is bank guarantees, CDs, and everything else that a bank sells. But a standby or credit is a banking instrument that you can transfer ownership to somebody else. You can leverage it to go get a loan from a bank. You can sell it and get cash. There's so many things you can do with a standby letter of credit that you cannot do with other banking instruments, and it's for sure not as easy as possible. That's what makes it a phenomenal, desirable banking instrument. Now, a lot of clients in trade finance or in doing international transactions will leverage a standby of credit as a collateral to get a loan. Imagine you want to grow your business in the country of Spain. I'm just bringing Spain up as an example. And you want to go get a loan from a lender in Spain. And the lender in Spain is going to say, well, what's the collateral you're going to give me? Well, if you know companies like Alt Funds Global, or if you have a relationship with your bank and you have money in your bank, as an example, you can issue a standby of credit or have people like us help issue a standby of credit to the lender in Spain. And you can use, now that when the lender gets the collateral called the SBLC, you can go get a loan from the lender in Spain and cash it out and do all the things you need to grow your business in Spain. Why would you do that? If your business is in Canada, as an example, and you want to grow your business in Spain, Canadian banks or any other bank that I know of are not going to lend you money, because what happens if you default in Spain? In Spain, you have a lot of banks who don't even know you, so why would they give you a loan? That doesn't make sense. But if you have a standby and you're using the standby as a collateral with what's referred to as a monetizer or a bank in Spain, now you can leverage a standby in an international jurisdiction to get the loan or the line of credit that you're looking for. Now, the question becomes, why would a lender say no to a standby of credit from you? I'm going to speak from a banker's perspective. So who I'm speaking from a perspective of a banker. And then I'll give you a perspective of a monetizer. So from a banker's perspective, please fact check me on anything I say in this video. Please fact check me on anything I say in other videos. Please fact check me on any of the books I've published, like that. So I'm going to ask you to fact check me. The CEO of a bank is personally liable for the operation of the bank. I'm going to say this again. The CEO of a bank is personally liable for the operation of the bank. So the CEO of HSBC or CEO of Barclays or CEO of ING is personally, not corporately, personally liable for the operation of the bank. If I'm a CEO of a bank or if I'm a banking officer, the last thing I want is a fraudulent fraudulent SBLC, especially if you're going to give me a standard of credit where the money that's backing is drug money or illegal money or trafficking money or something like that. I am going to be personally liable as the CEO of the bank, and that's one of the big reasons why I would say no to using a standard of credit as collateral. Now we'll talk about from a perspective of a monetizer. A monetizer is a corporation, and they have relationships with multiple banks in places like Spain, as example. And their job is to receive the instrument, and when they receive the instrument, they'll give you a loan against it. If I'm a monetizer and I get a fraudulent instrument and I give it to my bank will instantly cut their ties with me. In a country like Spain, the minute that my bank cuts its ties with me, guess what? That word will spread around. Every other bank will know that I am tainted. And it's going to be extremely hard for me to restart a new banking relationship. Like you are threatening my livelihood. You are threatening my livelihood if you send me a fake banking instrument. Period. So a couple of reasons why people don't accept lenders that I work with. Banks that I work with. They're not going to accept a standard of credit as collateral. Is A, they don't know what the source of the money is behind the SBLC or bank guarantee. That's something that you as an entrepreneur, if you're going down this pathway, should identify with the person or the bank that's issuing the standard of credit. Great. Next one. As a bank person or as an entrepreneur who's looking for funding, you need to make sure that I know who's the corporation and the officers behind the standard of credit or the bank guarantee. As an entrepreneur, it's your job to let me know that I'm the monetizer, the banker, who are the officers, directors of the corporation that's issuing the standard of credit. If I'm a US-based monetizer, if I'm a US-based bank and you're going to issue a standard of credit, as an example, and the officers and directors of the company that's issuing the standard of credit is Chinese, you have a problem. You are going to have a problem if the people that are issuing the standard of credit, in the example that I gave you, are Chinese. You're going to have a massive problem. So those are all the reasons why a legitimate bank or legitimate monetizer will not touch your standard of credit. They don't know what the source of the capital is. They don't know who the officers and directors of the corporation are. They're issuing the standard of credit. And the next one is they also don't want to get something that called a bank instrument that's fraudulent. So how do you fix it? If I was going to issue a standard of, if I was going to work with a third-party organization to get a standard of credit and get it monetized, I would want to fly down to meet the issuer and the banker. I want to confirm from the issuer what the source of the capital is, and I'll probably want to have a third-party lawyer, notary, stamp on the source of the capital, and that's really, really, really important. Very, very important. Please write this up. Please write this down. Very important. Have the sending banker, the guy who's sending a standby of credit or bank guarantee, send an email to their client. Remember, it's not you. The issuing house, the organization that issues standby of credit, it may be you, but more likely it may not be you. You're working with a third-party organization to issue the standby. You want an email from them. The email should be from the sending banking officer, not from the company, from the guy who works at HSBC, the guy who works at Barclays, the guy who works at ING, the guy who works at Deutsche Bank. You want an email from that guy. Says, I'm RW, I'm ready, willing, able to send a standby credit or bank guarantee for 10 million, 50 million, 500 million, whatever the amount is. The domain of that email should be hsbc.com or barclays.com. It cannot be HSBC.Uruguay. It cannot be HSBC.Africa. It should be HSBC.com. That's how you know the sending banking officer is legitimate. If you cannot get that from the issuer, you are more likely dealing with a fraudulent issuer. If you cannot get that kind of author verification from the issuer RW email, more likely you're dealing with a fraudulent issuer. Now, the full disclaimer, there are multiple different personality types. What personality type are people that are influenced by social systems? You know, if you watch a Celine Dion show on TV, because Celine Dion is wearing this kind of a dress, I should go get that dress. Or my favorite soccer player is wearing this type of shoes, I'm gonna go buy those shoes. These people are people that get influenced by social systems, not by facts. They're getting influenced by social. Who else is doing this? That tribe will go into, my friend said you can trust this guy, therefore you can trust this guy. Or this client of mine, he's a billionaire. Nobody gives a shit if your client's a billionaire. He's gonna bring this that amount of credit and I'm gonna be really rich. Or my client is a billionaire, he's the king of Timbuktu. And he's gonna give us that amount of credit for $1 billion, and you're gonna trust me that my billionaire friend is as legit as they come, because damn it, I'm telling you, these types of languages of speaking are people who have never worked in a bank. They don't know what to look for in terms of facts. And they get influenced by social people. Or, you know, like my buddy, I trust my buddy so because he said the SBLC is real, SBLC is real. So you have to watch out for things like that. Legitimate issuers should be able to give you RWA. Legitimate issuers should be able to say, let's go and meet me at my bank. I'm going to have my banking officer confirm to you about the capital we have and how many SBLCs we've issued. That's what a legitimate SBLC issuer should be able to do for you. If they're not legitimate issuers, everything that I just told you, there'll be a drama story that's not based on reality, that's not based on truth, on why they're not going to do that or they can't do that or some nonsense like that. Now, if you have those things, the next thing you want for a lender, from a lender's perspective, like let's say the Spanish example I gave you, the monetizer, the banker must understand the project you're doing in Spain. Why are you doing this project? Who does this serve? So you got to give them a business plan on what this is about. You have to give them your KYC and CIS. You have to tell them why you give them a stamp of credit and not something else. What the source of the stamp of credit is, prove it. Who is the issuer? What's the background of the issuer? Who are the directors of the issuing company? You have to prove that. And if you do all of those stuff, you'll be surprised how many banks will love, keyword will love, to take your stamp of credit collateral and give you a loan against it. Now, oftentimes people ask about what's the name for the monetizer or the bank and how do they make money? When the monetizer receives the stamp of credit, by default, generally speaking, not always, generally speaking, they give a 4x multiplier. So if you're giving the monetizer a $10 million stamp of credit or giving the bank a $10 million stamp of credit, by default, you should get a $40 million loan, generally not always at prime. Generally, but not always at prime. How do they make money? How does the monetizer make money? Typically, the monetizer goes to the bank and gets a bigger credit facility. Maybe they get an 8x facility like that. If you're giving it to the bank is going to the central bank and getting a 10x multiplier, 25x multiplier. So they're going to make they're going to get a massive loan or credit line because you're giving them that asset. You want to look up the word fractional banking and understand how when you deposit asset with the central bank, the leverage you can get out of it. Do that with a securities attorney so you have guidance in this. Another 5-minute video by a guy called Taimour Zaman. I hope you find this video helpful. If you're interested in leveraging stamps of credit versus traditional financing, I have a few words I want to say to you. I know how hard it is to grow and scale your business using traditional financing models. I know that. I've been there before. I can tell you, if you're going to use them as a credit, as long as you have the right partners and the right banks, I can confirm to you this is a model that's replicable and scalable. Please consider buying my book, Stamp as a Credit, Turning Paper into Profit. Better yet, you can go to our website, Alphonse Global, and can buy a course from our online store where I have a 27 module or 21 module. Apologies, I can't remember exactly. I have a banking officer come into, it's a pre-recorded course. And he tells my audience, my current investors, we issue standard square for Taimour, here what we do, this is what we're looking for. Then I have a monetizer. We monetize for Taimour and his clients, this is what we're looking. So you get like case studies and stories, and that will really, really help you out. If you're looking to go further in this area, we're more than happy to help you out. We charge a small consultation fee up front when you want to book a call with us, so that I'm not wasting my time. My team is not wasting my time. I want to make sure we get great investors and not some taxi driver pretending to be a high net worth client, or a taxi driver who's a broker to the king of Hussein or some nonsense like that. But I charge you a small consultation fee. I cut all those things out. On our website, we refund 100% of the consultation fee we get on a con call at the time the transaction completes. This allows me to honor my time, and from the clients who go through that onboarding system or the filter system, we know they are real. That way, when I take my client to my banks or my providers, my banks and my providers know my clients are real. They go top of the VIP status like that. If for some reason you don't like that, but you like my sense of humor, you think I'm a very handsome guy, at any given time in my area of work, I have anywhere between 4 to 8 fraudsters who download my picture from the internet. They'll be happy to talk to you on Facebook, because I don't talk to anybody on Facebook. They do WhatsApp calls. They have domains that's similar to alphonseglobal.com, but it's not the alphonseglobal.com. It's alphonseglobal.co.James Bond, something like that. So that's the second option. If you like me, but you don't like to pay a consultation fee, I have a lot of people, 4 to 8 people a day on average, and we've had this issue for a long time. Public figures have this issue a lot. Donald Trump has this issue. Mariah Carey has this issue. Public figures have this issue a lot. So that's option 2. Option 3, there's a lot of people who watch my YouTube videos 10 times a day, and then they create really fancy LinkedIn bios. They're structured financing specialists. Or if they don't do their legitimate stuff, they'll say they're mandate to SBLC-backed. I don't know why would one of the world's largest bank want some joker broker as a mandate. That I don't understand. Or they'll say, I'm direct to a monetizer, I'm direct to an issuer. Like, excuse my language. Like, these are all bullshit things. So anyway, so they create these fancy bios about themselves, but they watch my videos 10 times, so they sound educated. So your third option is you can go work with them. They've never worked a day of their life in a bank. I'm pretty confident out of watching my videos, they don't have any real relationships in the bank, but they can pick up the phone and call a bank CEO. If you watch our videos, you'll be surprised. On my videos, you'll see how many bank CEOs around the world we have relationships with, like that. Fourth option, and this is my highly recommended option, my highly sponsored recommendation option, contact your bank. Contact whoever you bank with. Whoever you bank with, whichever jurisdiction, go to them and say, I want to understand Sam as a credit, and I want to open up something called trade finance account. Can you help me with that? If your bank doesn't do that, ask your banker to recommend another bank that they work with. That's the best way to eliminate fraud. So option 1, work with my firm. Wow, that's awesome. You know, I think we're on Trustpilot with over 200 reviews. We score 4.8 out of 5. My industry scores 3. Option 2, work with fraudsters who have my face. Option 3, work with people who watch my videos 10,000 times, have fancy bios, or other joker brokers. Option 4, which is one that I would recommend to go first, is your own bank. Somebody that I hope you trust and you have a long-term relationship with, and ask them about Sam's credit and how to set up a trade finance account, because that's what you need to do this correctly. My name is Taimour, Zaman at Alphonse Global. Thank you so much for your valuable time. I really appreciate it. If we can be helpful to you, check us out at allfundsglobal.com. Thank you.
My impression of AFG so far is they are here for you as a partner and as family, and they will guide you in the right direction to achieve your goals. Whatever those goals are, whether it's in development, real estate development, or in monetization, whatever it may be, they're here for you, and they will guide you on the best path for you to achieve what you're wanting to achieve.
Hi friends, I now want to take a minute and answer some of your frequently asked questions. One of the common questions I get a lot is, Taimour, we've learned a lot from you through your YouTube channel. How do we learn more? Can we fly down and meet your team? And the answer to all of that is yes, yes, and yes. But if you want to learn more, my first invitation is to become a member of All Funds Global. You simply go to our website, allfundsglobal.com. You sign up to become a member for free. You get access to webinars, offshore events that we do, and content that we never, ever, ever, ever publish on YouTube. I promise you that it's worth becoming a member for sure. The second way that you can learn a lot is I'm a published author. Structured Financing, Demystified, Hypergrowth, just multiple books on Amazon that you can get access to. I highly recommend going and checking out some of these books, getting engaged into some of the stuff, that strategies and tactics that we're using for ourselves, for our families, for our friends. You definitely want to check these things out for sure. Another question, I guess, Taimour, why are you so passionate about getting a bank license? Why is that so important? Well, the truth is, our mission within All Funds Global is to help businesses become self-funded for life. Imagine you run a coffee shop and I run a coffee shop. Imagine we buy the coffee beans from the same grower and my coffee shop is right across yours, like really right across yours. Our competition is probably nil. But if you have a bank license and I don't have a bank license, and let's say I made $500,000 and you made $500,000 in income, but if you have a bank license, you are depositing a bank license with a central bank of the country where you own your own private bank license. Let me repeat this again. You are depositing your money with the central bank of the country you have your bank license on. So $500,000 deposited with the central bank should give you a line of credit of 10 times multiple. So that means you get a line of credit of $5 million. Now it's not free money, it's a line of credit of $5 million. Now, if you draw that entire money out and you go to whichever country you're currently resonating in, the country you're doing business with, and you know in real estate, you want to buy a house, you put 20% down and you get a loan for 80%, same thing. You put $5 million down with a business plan to your local bank, whoever your bank with, and say, hey, I want to grow my business, my technology business, real estate business, pharmaceutical business, whatever business it is. I'm a venture capitalist. I'm putting $5 million down. Your bank gives you a loan at four times more, so now you get a $20 million loan. Now it's not free money, it's $20 million loan. What can you afford to do with $20 million that I cannot afford to do with $500,000? Could you invest in artificial intelligence? Could you invest in hiring better people? Could you invest in advertising? Hell, with that amount of money, could you even buy auxiliary businesses or invest in auxiliary businesses? I say you can, and that's why we within All Funds Global are so passionate in helping clients become self-funded for life, and getting a private bank license is one of the vehicles that I am personally very passionate about helping clients on. Another question, I guess, Taimour, you charge a consultation fee. All Funds Global, the team charges a consultation fee. Why do you charge a consultation fee when you guys can make so much money on the back end? It somehow slows me down from taking a credit card and paying you money for it. Well, here's the truth. We offer our content, millions and millions of dollars worth of content complete for free on YouTube. We don't advertise as of the date of doing this video. We don't advertise on YouTube, Google, or we don't do any kind of advertising at all. And what we find is the volume of traffic that goes into YouTube attracts people that are tire kickers, people that are fraudsters, people that have mental health issues. When we charge a small consultation fee, this deters the hacker, the fraudster, the person who's shopping around, the tire kicker. It eliminates all that and allows me and my team to be on calls or meetings with customers we actually want to do business with. What a concept. Now comes, this is better. At the time of doing a transaction with a client, that fee they pay for a consultation call, we refund it. At the conclusion of us doing a transaction with a client, we refund 100% of all the monies that they paid on consultation fees. This allows us to work with people that are committed to working with us, are serious about working with us, are not tire kickers, are not people that are like, they don't know what banking 101 is, and they're there to waste our time and energy. Just eliminates that. And me and my team are very proud of doing that. Next question I get is, Taimour, the alternative funding industry overall has a lot of fraudsters in it, has a lot of deep fake in it. What are you doing to protect us, protect yourself? So here's the answer to that. Any industry that has a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. Let me say this again. Any industry that attracts a lot of money by default attracts a lot of fraud. I don't know who you bank with. If you bank with one of the top 20 banks in the world, pick a bank you bank with, or you use payment processing companies like PayPal, these companies see a lot of fraud every day, from fraudsters mimicking their website to mimicking their email addresses, and in cases like mine, once a year or twice a year, some idiot, excuse my language, decides to copy my picture on social media, tries to create a fake profile of me, and goes on social media selling scammy transactions. Now, we have the technology and the resources to catch that, usually within 72 hours of that happening, and then cause legal action against that fraudster. We have the financial resources, thank God, to do that today, but that's just the nature of this industry. So what we do to protect ourselves is we never solicit on social media anything, nor do we solicit in general. We offer a lot of educational materials, but we don't solicit. You'll never see me or any of my associates on any social media trying to sell anything, ever. Second, all transactions that we do, money always has to go through a reputable law firm. All transactions we do, money always has to go to a reputable law firm. We never ask the client to send us money or anything like that. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk a little bit about my competitors. In the United States, in the US alone, US has 3% of the world's population, and they have over 60% of the world's lawyers. In the United States, that's a fact, have 3% of the world's population and over 60% of the world's lawyers. I have a lot of legitimate competitors in the United States and around the world that unfortunately have been sued for wrongful things that other people have done. There's a lot of negative stuff on social media or websites about some of my legitimate competitors. And I want to tell you that a lot of my competitors are legitimate, they're hardworking people. I know them, they deliver real results. And unfortunately, they have negative comments or fraud or even lawsuits against them. The reason within All Funds Global doesn't have a lawsuit against it, or me, Taimour Zaman, don't have a lawsuit against me, or people on social media saying that we're fraudsters or something like that, is simply because of my lack of vision. Every company you deal with, every major company you deal with, whether it's the cars you drive, Ford, Lexus, I don't know, GM, or Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever you use, or medicine you have, like Taimour, all of these companies have lawsuits against them. A lot of the companies you work with have litigations against them. It's just part of the growth. At some point, the business needs to grow exponentially, and that's when you have to see lawsuits as just the nature of the business growing. The fact that we don't have it is because of my lack of vision as the CEO and like trying to bark a tree like that. Now, I see that changing as we buy businesses that have other CEOs, as we grow. We have over 800 registered brokers with us. As that number grows, it's not normal for our business to continue growing without some idiot calling us fraudster, some idiot trying to sue us, or something like that. If you want to take advantage of the alternative funding industry, I'm going to tell you this is the industry I love. I'm going to tell you this is the industry that I've made a lot of money with. I'm going to tell you this is the industry I've helped a lot of clients make a lot of money with, friends and family make a lot of money with. And if this is an industry you want to get involved in, I recommend meeting the people you want to do business with, like physically flying out to meeting them. if you can afford to hire an investigator. We use a lot of former FBI, former CIA people. These are people you can hire to do background checks. It's not only do these people have lawsuits or not, or other, losers calling them fraudsters or not. I'm telling you, a lot of my competitors are really good people, and they're not fraudsters. So do your own due diligence, listen to your intuition. We're really interested in working with some really good people that are vision-driven entrepreneurs that really want to serve the world. And I think we have some things that are really amazing to offer. Another question I get is, Taimour, we love all the services of Funds Global. What are the top 3 services you offer that we should really seriously think about, call you or your organization and get you guys involved? But my favorite service, the one that makes a lot of sense, is the Trusted Advisory Service. This is when we become your chief banking officer. We work with your CFO, your legal team, the CEO, the COO. We look at where your organization is, where you want it to be. We look at banking programs that make sense for your type of business, that are proven and would work to generate access to alternative revenue sources for your business that makes sense. From that, we then create offshore tax structures, offshore bank accounts, offshore bank licenses for your organization, so the revenue that gets generated has a channel to go to that is well protected. We have a lot of domain expertise that I do not share ever on YouTube. It's not like a lawyer who's like, go create a trust account and cooks out it. We don't do. We do some very sophisticated stuff that I'm very proud of. That's our intellectual property. And so the Trusted Advisory Services, where we become a trusted advisor, is one of the things that I would recommend everybody to look at. It's a monthly retainer, you pay for it, but let me tell you, for every penny you put in, that you get tens of dollars out of it. And I think you're not going to get this amount of expertise dedicated to your business. So that's something I would recommend you to think about and sign up for. Second one is, if you're looking for access to capital, we have a lot of unique programs like Rent a Rich Uncle that we can support your organization, as long as your organization is a successful business and not a startup, not somebody who's going bankrupt. It's a successful business that has real cash, real assets, and is generating something real, that's real growth. I think we have some avenues for accessing capital that others simply cannot offer. And the final one that I love is we have a lot of asset management structures that are very unique to our intellectual property that I love to share with you. If you have assets, you want to grow, you want to get bank license, you want to set up a trust, you want to work with multiple central banks, do some really cool stuff. I think I'm the only weirdest person that has real expertise and experience in doing this stuff. And so my name is Taimour Zaman from Funds Global. Thank you for following us up on YouTube. If you're doing that, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting my team. And on behalf of my team, I just really want to say thank you. And we look forward to the opportunity of serving you.